Coming to you live
Coming in
from
hot.
the One More and I'm Out of Here studio / illegal shift.
Sliding on in.
We've got
Don't you shut up.
Andrew Pappas, who can't
Would you
keep his
just be
mouth
quiet?
shut,
No, we can't.
and me, Jason Kiefer. Hey, we
Wait.
Jesus Christ.
Like everybody to join me for a moment. Mr. Kiefer has a couple of announcements in his personal life that I'd like to mention. If you didn't see his announcement on social media, he did get engaged. So congratulations.
We did. We absolutely
dead
did.
man walking. And then it's his birthday today. So
It was my birthday Sunday.
all right, so we're celebrating his birthday.
That's how
today.
close we are, as he knows.
Well, listen, let me explain something to you. I don't do birthdays.
No,
so-
but you follow Facebook.
Well, I mean, I saw it, but then
and it
somebody,
was on Facebook.
yeah, but Girth wished you a happy birthday today.
Yeah, because he was late. And
Then he's a
he
moron.
He
then
will
I
hear
blame.
about it.
Then I blame Josh
He
Girth.
will hear about it.
Okay, so anyway, it was his birthday. So how old are you? What are you?
Just turned 45.
God, I remember 45. Good day, good year.
I remember 45 too.
45. I remember 45.
And we're going to have 47.
Yeah, 45, 47.
But no,
Got a new logo to go on the shirt. Got a new logo to go. You know, I was thinking today.
Well, hold on. It's still about me.
I know.
It's
Let's
not
keep
about
it
you.
about you, but remind me to say this.
It's still about me.
Remind me to say something.
But no,
my
I
new
proposed to Jill on Sunday night.
Oh, did you?
She did accept.
Was it romantic?
It was. And her daughter Zoe had a huge hand in it, which is what I wanted.
Was it just so special?
It was very, very low key and nice.
Whatever.
Good family gathering.
That's
Me, Zoe, and Jill.
That's really special.
And that's all I wanted.
That's so special. Actually, I got it. Listen, that's cool. If that's all you wanted. It went the way, you wanted it, you planned it, or you kind of had it, outlined, went according to plan. That's fine. I figured you more for the guy like, yo, you want to marry me or what? You'd be like,
You're such a fucking asshole.
you wanna get married? Okay, go make me a go make me a Popeye.
Yeah, that's not going to work. That's definitely not going to work because Zoe and Jill would both punch me in the throat.
Good, you deserve it.
But that's why I had Zoe involved. And,
No.
and it
That's
was awesome.
actually very cool, and congratulations and happy belated birthday. Thank you, Mr. Girth, for not putting the correct date on there. Yeah, he's really busy. He's wishing the world, on behalf of Anderson Township. I can't tell you, there's not many.
I was
things-
literally looking. I'm like, that son of a bitch.
Well, it's just annoying. I mean, I'm sitting there on my feed, and all of a sudden it's clogged up with Josh Girth wishes John Snizzletooth a happy birthday from Anderson Township, and I'm like, Jesus, Girth. We had a did you know that when we were running the first time, we had a contest. That's like when we first got on Facebook. We had a contest to see who could get more followers, right? Or more friends.
I like the competition.
And I was kicking the living shit out of him. I mean, I was just kicking the shit out of him in every way possible. You know what he did? He went and bought like 1,000 friends on there was a way you could do it back then.
He did the boost.
He purchased 1,000 friends from they were from India or some shit like that. And I was like, this is such bullshit. And I was like, as I woke up the next day and I was like checking, I was like, there's no way he jumped past me, and he did. And to this day, he's still giggling. I mean, he still has. Probably the sad thing is they're still his friends. But
they're like, we can help you with their
computer. That was the shallow and fun that we had during the initial campaign a very, very, very long time ago, like a lifetime ago. So young, so naive.
We had a ton on our social media of congratulations, and we appreciate it. Thank you. It was fun. It was a fun weekend.
Oh, I'm glad that you're now get back to it.
So let's
the rest of your life will not be fun.
back to work.
Sorry, Jill.
Back to work.
The rest of your life now, your life's over.
Do you want to say, appreciate all the veterans, Veterans Day being yesterday?
Yep. We
appreciate all the veterans.
Let me give a shout out. Now you saw my you maybe saw the people posting, and I posted something. So yesterday we have a very I think it's one of the best things we do here in the township. So every Veterans Day, the township staff, and that includes our township administrator and some of the staff, we host a dinner at Post 318 for veterans, and it's open to the public, doesn't cost a dime. You just show up, and it's a free dinner celebrating veteran service to the country. And we had over 100 people there. But what I'd like to give the shout out to, every year, rain or shine, no complaints, no nothing, Belterra Casino donates the food. And it's yesterday, and it's always fried chicken, and it's very good fried chicken. So and there's no shortage of food. So they provided fried chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy, biscuits, corn on the cob, and then Mount Washington Care Center provided the dessert, which included a lot. I mean, which consisted of a lot of cheesecakes. And I don't know where they got them, but they were very good. And nice. I have to say, it is very, you see a lot of Veteran Day events around whatever city you're in, but this one's really special because I think that giving service to those who served, serving those who served is really special, and it's they appreciate it. And then they had a band there, and there wasn't a whole lot of shuffling going on because some of those people can't shuffle anymore. But it was a good time and well received.
I was at work, unfortunately, but the pictures. Todd Sledge was texting pictures.
Todd was there. I saw him.
The pictures I saw were,
and the food was quite excellent.
Looked like it was a great turnout.
And Belterra, shout out to Belterra. They don't charge; they just donate the food because it's a good cause. And same with Mount Washington Care Center. And just it's nice to, you know what, you should always mention those entities and people that do things without even wanting to be mentioned. So I respect that.
And actually,
how do you like the new glasses? You didn't say anything. They make me look smarter.
You're like,
is that possible? Is it Harry Potter or Ben Franklin?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Ben Franklin, if you cut him in half.
No, Ben Franklin, I think he had spectacles.
I think they were halfies.
I mean, I can barely see through them because I just keep grabbing them by the glass, but I kind of like them.
I know. I was looking at them. Like,
I mean, we're gonna see.
Do you need me to get you a rag?
I mean, I need something. It's terrible.
That's why you can't have anything nice.
You can't.
You can't have anything.
We can't have anything nice. So anyway,
first story we're going to get to, and this will be brief, but it was our thumbnail. But I thought it was kind of funny, and I have to find it in here. Stand by. But Disney's gone through a whole shitstorm of bad press, bad publicity,
really bad press. Yeah. Years.
So I found it amusing. So I reached out to our buddy John Bates to make a thumbnail.
Yeah.
He had one that was a lot darker. But I'm like, you know what?
Let's be happy.
Let's just keep it. I
don't know about you. I've had a smile on my face for a week straight now. My mouth hurt.
But yeah, so this Disney cruise ship was in the vicinity, i.e. 80 miles away from this catamaran that I wasn't even intentionally playing the video.
Or did they pick up the distress call? Or we'll find out in the story.
So what happened was that the catamaran radioed out a mayday, needed help, trying to get rid of some of this bullshit. And Coast Guard was going to be coming from North Carolina.
That's a ways.
They were close to Bermuda.
Yeah, that's a ways.
So this cruise ship, and it was, what was the name of it's like the brand new, the Disney Treasure. It's one of their newest cruise ships.
How many? Hold on a second. There's a reason I'm asking. So those ships hold like 3,000 to 5,000 people. I wonder what that one holds. Does it say in the story?
I will have to look into
What's it called? The Disney Treasure?
The Disney Treasure.
I'll look it up while you do. Okay.
Yes. But they were 80 miles away from this distress signal. And you being a boater, seafarer, seaman.
Well, those of us that
on
boat,
the lake.
Yeah, I would describe me as a boater, a captain type.
But I mean, that's a big deal though. And we're kind of making light of Disney being the ones to rescue them. But whenever a distress call comes out over the water, it is your due diligence.
The Disney Treasure holds 4,000 people.
4,000, holy shit!
4,000 people, of which
that's like the size of
you have 1,000 adults and 3,000 children.
Correct.
I mean, I have not gone on a Disney cruise since we don't have kids, and that would be really weird and creepy. But yes. My brother took his family and invited us on a Disney cruise one time, and I was like, respectfully, I declined. And he's like, why? It'll be like so much fun. I'm like, when you have kids, and so these people got rescued. Let's get back to the story. People got rescued.
I know.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Bad thing is they had to spend 4 days with 3,000 children.
Screaming, crying,
pointing at them, going, they're the ones, stranger.
Melted ice cream all over your hands, touching you.
You're sitting there trying to eat.
Yeah, that is.
Stop touching me.
That's actually like a special section of hell.
Oh,
actually.
I could only imagine. But
I think. But the reason I brought this in, knowing that you boat a bunch,
I'm a boater,
and that's the way it's
just call me.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
is if you are close,
yes,
you go
first ship. Like I helped the guy up in Michigan when I was up there. That's just a lake. You can't. The rule of the sea is you have to offer aid and assistance. So
they launched one of their lifeboats, which in this video, but I wasn't even anticipating playing it. But they launched one of their I call them Captain Phillips lifeboats.
It is yes.
But they went over it. They got the 4 people off. But this catamaran did it
end up sinking.
Yeah, it was already in the process of sinking, so they got them before it sank.
Was it in the Bermuda Triangle?
I don't know how close it was. That intrigues me, by the way.
Bermuda Triangle?
We could do a whole show on that.
Why?
Because I just have so many conspiracy theories.
It's not.
Whatever. So many.
I would blow probably each and every one of them out of the water.
But Disney got their name in the news.
Way to go, Disney!
In a good way.
Way to go, Disney! And then promptly sent the people a bill for $5,000 a piece.
Yeah,
what's your life worth?
You didn't buy the cruise, but you're on the cruise.
What if they let them eat?
That is very.
I mean, like, hey, we saved you.
I'm actually
going to follow up.
I'm going to try to follow up on that.
I mean, the people probably sat there and watched everybody. Because have you been on a cruise?
I have never been.
Okay, so
because I don't want. Well, I don't want that.
You don't have to go on a Disney cruise. Look,
no. It's not Disney. I don't want. I remember.
You remember the ship to save somebody?
Do you remember the Italian ship?
Which one?
Where people were shitting in buckets because it was fucking stranded. It was a few years ago. Like everybody was shitting in 5-gallon buckets. I don't want to do that.
First of all,
it was an Italian cruise ship.
Look
it up.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Shitting button. Whatever.
It was all over the fucking news.
Here's the deal. So these new mega ships are.
And I drank too much for.
No. Not on a cruise ship.
If I buy the all inclusive drink package, they still cut you off.
They do?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I have friends that have been cut off.
Huh. Well, that's a lot of booze.
And they weren't even being belligerent. They were counting. They were counting. I can drink a lot of fucking beer, and this is essentially what I drink.
I'll testify to that.
This is what I drink.
So,
and I don't punch you.
Here's the deal: if you want to, first of all, I've not done. Well, when I was living in St. Thomas, we used to go on all the cruise ships and take the passengers off, and that was pretty cool. But, so I got to know the cruise industry.
Well, somebody in the chat look up that Italian cruise ship where people were shitting in buckets.
But anyway, let me say this: if you want, I mean, here's the benefit.
I just can't get my phone because he yells because then it starts crackling.
It does crackle, but here's the benefit of cruise. So, like, if you're going to Alaska and you're going to do the inside passage, it's awesome. Because
I heard that's fantastic.
Because you unpack one time, and that's it, and you're in a different port. You could actually bring the same clothes because no one's going to see you twice. You're in this different port every day. It's got its pluses. The minuses. The food is good. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not like gourmet, but there are different levels of cruise lines. You got your Carnival at the bottom, and then rises up to Holland America and some of your. And the funny thing is, most of those cruise lines are all owned by one company, so they have just different tiers of service. But boy, these new ships are just. I mean, you think about that pulling in. So like Charlotte Amalia, where I used to live in St. Thomas. So you sit there and you think. I mean, it's a town of whatever, so many thousand, but every day there's 2 or 3 cruise ships in, and one, that's 10 to 12,000 people coming into bringing all that money and industry into your locale every single day. A new group of 12,000 people. It's an amazing industry. They didn't do, COVID was kind of hard on them, but and when you hear about some of the viruses that break out on the ships, like when everyone gets the squirts and they got to turn around and come back. That's not good.
Montezuma's revenge, but we were nowhere near Mexico. But what the fuck?
It's just. I mean, the way they're able to turn, and everyone probably seen the show. They come back to Miami at like 10 a.m. and they turn that whole ship around and they're leaving at 4. I
Yeah.
mean, it's amazing.
I've
It's
heard they're
amazing.
phenomenal. It's not something that
I get it.
I like all inclusive on an island.
That's fine. That's fine.
But I mean,
Hey, good for them. I'm glad they saved the people. I mean, look, let me tell you, nothing is worse.
They need good publicity though.
They do, and I have been stuck. Now I get seasick, and I have been stuck out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico on a boat that one of the engines went down, and I literally contemplated. This is no joke. I was laying in the back of the boat. And about every 15 minutes, I would just throw up bile because that's all I had. And I was contemplating jumping overboard. I was like, "This is so bad.
This is where it ends.
End it all." Yeah, it's like it can't be any worse. I'm just gonna swim somewhere.
I'm gonna be like Jack from the Titanic.
I swear. I was like,
I have no door. I have no door to even have a possibility.
Yeah,
to
that
get
sucks. I think Rose could have made room for him on that door, but whatever. She could have. She's like, "Don't let me go. I'll never let you go, Jack, except for now."
Totally.
For now. Oh, look, he's sinking.
That's every man's thought, at least.
Hey.
Let's see. What else do we got? Oh shit. We got all kinds.
Maybe you should do a cruise like for when you get maybe you should get married on the ship. The captain can marry you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's not gonna do that.
No.
I told her, I said, I realize that
I'll do anything you want, but
I recognize that I have no control. I did my job here to this point.
Oh, the rest is hers.
I have no control. I have no control.
You've already given
It's
up.
still going to be my job.
You've given up.
I just don't have control.
So you've given up.
No, it's called being smart, Andrew.
You've given up awfully early. I'll say that.
It's called being smart. Shut your face. Oh, yeah. I want to learn from you. So we got this little gem.
Raked in $1 billion in campaign donations, and now it's all gone, evaporated, and she's in debt. But the question is how? Well, her campaign reportedly shelled out $1 million to Oprah Winfrey's Harpo Productions, another $15 million for other event productions, and that included the star-studded Election Eve concerts across all 7 swing states that featured Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, John Legend, among others, and 6 figures to reportedly build the fake set for her interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast, a worthy investment. And it could have gone on for free. She could have gone on Joe Rogan for free. That's what Trump did. He got earned media. Millions more went to social media influencers, and one vendor used to recruit stars to the Harris campaign was given over $3.9 million, and none of it paid off.
The truth is, this is just an epic disaster. This is a $1 billion disaster.
$1 billion disaster.
And they're in debt, and it wasn't enough. So Joe makes a great point. Oprah denied getting $1 million from her. Well, here's how they're going to parse that. So the $1 million went to Harpo Productions, and Oprah's going to say, "Well, that's my company. That's
It went
not
to the
me.
company, not me."
And so that's how they parse that one. And they're going to say that we produced all of her events or whatever, yada yada yada. But the thing is that if Oprah was in my opinion, if Oprah was a true believer in the Harris campaign and the Harris cause, she would have donated her production facilities, right?
Yes.
That podcast that they did that got so little that they built the whole set.
Yeah, they flew the host out to DC
and built a set.
Built a set in a hotel room.
Right. Because and this is here's the part that should kind of relieve you and piss you off at the same time. This person was running for the highest office in the land, and this is how they manage money.
Exactly.
Could you imagine if it wasn't their money, how poorly they would manage it then? It's staggering. And I know Trump was playing around. He said, maybe we should pitch in and help her out with her campaign debt as far as in the spirit of bipartisanship. And maybe he would give $1. I mean, I hope that's what he was doing, because I don't want Donald Trump to give anything to Kamala Harris or the Democrat National Committee or anything, because you know what? They made their bed. They're going to lay in it. And I'm appalled. The Democrats kept saying during the election, they never brought up the fact I was saying it. You were saying it. And there's several reports and graphs on the spending. The Democrats outspent Republicans. I think it was 3-4 to 1.
Yeah, it was
total expenditures.
Yeah, it was fucking huge.
It was huge. And it still didn't work. They tried to buy the election. They tried to fool the public with false and glitzy ads, building sets, fake sets, the way Joe Biden has his fake set outside of the White House, and he pretends like he's in the Oval Office.
Yeah, it looks like it's a White House.
And I hope Donald Trump rips that thing up and sets it ablaze, because I know Donald Trump will do the real thing. Doesn't need the teleprompter, doesn't need to sit in a fake studio somewhere. So, the Democrat Party, just more of their deceit and deception. I'm not surprised.
So we got a couple more.
Oh, we have good stories.
Just a hit.
This will eventually, we're going to
get over these numbers. $10 million for Beyonce to step up and back Kamala Harris publicly. $5 million for Megan Thee Stallion. $3 million for Lizzo. $1.8 million for Eminem. I mean, is that normally how it goes? You spend $20 million, you get yourself in debt to try to get a bunch of rich celebrities on stage? I've never seen that. Maybe I'm ignorant of the fact, but wow.
That fucking 2.3 million for Lizzo. Is that?
Well, I think it was 1.8 for Lizzo, was it? Or no, 1.8 for Eminem.
Is it?
There's the Buskin cookie count that turned out to be pretty accurate here in Cincinnati.
I wish you had sent me that.
Buskin cookie count, for those of us here in Cincinnati, every year they sell cookies with the likeness of the presidential candidate of your choice, Donald Trump. And it's supposed to be a barometer of who's going to win the election. I guess it's pretty accurate, because I needed to research the history on it. 36,000 cookies for Donald Trump, 14,000 for Kamala Harris. There you go. So you might be able to get a really good deal on stale Kamala Harris cookies over at Buskin.
The amount of money that she spent for Lizzo, I was trying to figure out if that was by the pound or what. Because wow, she's terrible.
Eminem. Here's the
Eminem.
thing. Eminem,
that fucking guy.
Who gives a shit, right?
Fuck him.
Who are the other ones?
I used to like him too.
Go down the list again. I mean, I don't remember, but it's okay.
It was Katy Perry.
Yeah, Katy Perry. And then, here's the deal. They thought, again,
and I like Katy Perry a lot too.
Well, why?
But now I don't.
Well, but if they're true believers,
I don't think
Jason, if they're true believers, wouldn't they have donated their own personal time and not said, I'll come here? What's her face? Beyonce. Yes. She didn't even sing. She just spoke. And they were pissed about that. Remember? They did the whole, our rallies are bigger than your rallies. And then they had say, Beyonce is going to be at the rally. Come see Beyonce. Well, you did, but Beyonce didn't do what Beyonce does, which is sing. And
then they start walking out.
And they walked out. So it's false advertising. Another deceit and deception. I mean, sadly and arguably, the Democrat Party is the home of deceit and deception. And it was never more apparent than this election cycle. They tried to buy the election, and the American public rightfully said no. And we'll have some more today, and God knows I'll keep sharing them. And we're going to get to some of these videos, but the left cannot accept the results of this election, especially a lot of people on the libs of TikTok.
I just pulled this. I saw it yesterday, and it was amusing and sad at the same time. Do you remember, like, when you were younger, like 4, 5 years old, 3, 4, 5?
What was my first memory?
Do you remember about music icons or who was running for president? Do you remember that at 3, 4, or 5?
3, 4, or 5?
3, 4, or 5.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So I saw this video yesterday.
I mean, you're a kid,
and I meant to share this.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to do that.
Watch this. How heartbreaking.
Am I going to be disturbed?
You might. But it's humorous.
I just wanted her to vote for Donald Trump.
Who?
Donald Trump.
Who did you want to vote for Donald Trump?
Taylor Swift.
She didn't vote for Donald Trump? And that makes you sad? Why? Do you like Donald Trump? So are you going to listen to Taylor Swift music anymore?
I want to because she's my favorite.
She's your favorite?
Both of them are my favorite.
Oh, Taylor Swift and Donald Trump?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know why she didn't want to go for Donald Trump.
I don't know either, baby.
So the kid was heartbroken because she likes Trump and she also likes Taylor Swift.
Yes. I mean,
Smart kid.
I thought it was super cute,
It was cute.
but it's but that's why I ask. Like, I don't remember that type of
No,
shit.
but
But
you know,
obviously,
times
the
are so-
world has changed.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. When I was that age, we had 3 channels. We had ABC, NBC, and CBS. We had PBS, but nobody watched it, and a couple of UHF channels. That was it.
Right.
And it wasn't.
And you were the remote control.
I was the remote control. It was like, so your parents, when you were growing up, did your parents ever say, don't sit so close to the TV, it's bad for your eyes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, remember that?
Yeah.
Right. But guess who the schmuck was that always had to be right next to the TV because we didn't have a remote control? Me. Change the channel.
Which is why you have
Okay.
those.
Probably.
Which is why I have
But
these.
I'm like, so it was like, turn it up, turn it down. Gosh, I remember when we first got then we got a remote control, but whatever. But now we have 24/7 news, right? And you're just immersed in it. And I feel bad for that kid. I mean, it'd be nice to let kids be kids, but this is the world we find ourselves.
Right.
Smart kid. She likes Trump, though.
All right, so we already know about Oprah. We don't need to throw that up there.
I saw something today. I
already
saw a
talked
story I
about
should
that.
have shared with you. It was a story about what's her face? Who's the huge person on The View? What's her face?
Huge size wise or
Size wise. The biggest one at the end. What's her face?
I don't know.
Whoopi Goldberg. So she
Oh,
looks
that was
like
easy.
she looks like Orson Welles. But the actually she looks like Marlon Brando in that last movie he played when all he wore was like a sheet because he was so big. But anyhow, she had a story today and said she's broke and that's why she cannot quit The View because she literally has no money other than what's coming in from The View. I find that pretty hard to believe, but whatever.
I would think that's ignorant, and I find it hard to believe.
Well, I mean,
but
if you blow through, I imagine she made some pretty good coin in her day doing whatever she was doing. Maybe she ate it all. I mean, it could be from her looks. Maybe she did. Maybe she is broke. I will say,
I heard, and I don't know, and I haven't fact checked it, that
what?
contracts aren't going to be renewed, but I haven't not.
Oh,
fact
on The
checked.
View,
I
I've seen
have not
a
fact-checked.
story that I think you shared the story that Candace Owens and we had that on the last show. Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly are going to be doing a morning show to compete with.
They
The
got a
View.
huge contract.
I mean, I hope that's true.
It's like $700 million.
I hope. Well, that's awful big.
That
I hope.
is big.
I hope that's true.
So
But I mean, I really got to ask a very ignorant question. I who watches this? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm semi-retired now, and I don't watch daytime. The TV at my house. Let me tell you something. The TV at my house does not go on during the week until like 7:30 at night.
it's because you're a miser and you don't allow your wife to watch TV.
She's at work, and that's fine. But I mean, here's the deal.
No, I get it.
I do not want to spend my free time. I mean, first of all, I have a puppy I'm trying to wrangle with, which
Who's
is
kicking your ass?
which is fun. Oh, 4:00 last night. I was standing in my yard.
Don't care.
4 a.m.
Keep going.
Anyway, so I was like, please just do something.
Focus.
Anyhow, and well, it's hard when you're up at 4 a.m. And
It's fair.
my point is, I don't want to spend my days watching TV. Now, Saturdays and Saturdays, I watch college football starting at like 12 noon, usually right around 12 noon. So I'll put that
You
on
watch
for
college game day earlier, but yeah.
Right. And then Sunday I'll watch some NFL games, and that's it. But I mean, so my point is, who is sitting around all day at their house? Life is busy. Who's watching The View? I mean,
Right.
I'm being totally legit.
No, absolutely.
Now, if Megyn and Candace are going to do a talk show or a news, I guess it'd be some sort of quasi-political news program. I hope it's going to be on in the evening because I'd like to watch it live,
Well,
right?
if it's going to rival The View, it'll be on early. It'll be a daytime show.
Well, again, who's going to watch it?
You'll if you have the right demographic, they will watch it.
I should
So-
probably look that up. And then maybe if somebody knows and says, hey, the demographic for The View is the 65 and older retired crowd, maybe focused on women. I have no idea. I have
Right.
no clue.
Yeah, I don't know those
I mean,
numbers.
aren't they playing pickleball?
I know that that's the big thing now.
I mean, that's what I heard.
Well, we're in Cincinnati, so they might be hibernating in. because the temperatures are starting to drop.
But don't they have indoor pickleball?
Probably some places.
Yeah, there
Maybe.
you go.
I don't know.
That sounds like a business opportunity. Call me later.
Yeah. If not, we will.
That's right.
But no, like I've never watched an episode of The View.
I've never seen
outside
it.
of the clips.
Hospitals, airports, waiting rooms will have it on. Okay, well that demographic's fairly small. And
Yeah.
I have one of those universal remotes that I'm going to try at the airport next time I fly just to mess with people.
Just to fuck with
Yeah,
them.
I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, we're not watching CNN.
Yeah, we're out.
It's the best purchase I ever did. Best purchase I ever got.
But no, I think if that comes to fruition, that new show to rival them, I did hear that the ratings of The View had dropped,
Imagine that.
and it was even before the election.
Well, they're just, I mean, we had, I think we played, or maybe you have it up this week for the clip of when they, the post election and then after election, how they were so high and then they came down, they were all crying on the set. But,
I don't have it for this one.
it's
We
fine.
may have played it already.
I mean, if you're getting, my point is, with all the real news programs out there that are out there, news channels, CNN, whatever, Fox, take your pick. I mean, the Epic Times is another great news source. Why in the world would you try to get your news from five people on The View?
Look at how many
four of them
celebrities
skew left.
Look at how many celebrities have been on there. Like my favorite one, the clip that I saw was Matthew McConaughey, where Joy Behar is trying to bait him in. And he was like, I'm not going to do this with you because I know where I stand. And like, literally, like, hey.
So you were watching it?
I saw a clip.
Oh, the clip.
And I think we played it on one more, like.
Sure you're not trying to tell me that you watch it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm telling you that right now.
Only news source worth it is one more, and I'm out of here. I love that.
Yes.
Frame that.
Good work, David J.
Frame it.
Good work.
Book it.
But no, I mean, he pretty much said, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, he's smart. He's smarter than.
There's been multiple people that have gone on there.
They try to bait him into.
Charlemagne the God went on there, which he kind of aligned with them, but he said, you're wrong. You're wrong in what you're doing.
I don't even know how long the program has been on the air.
I see clips on TikTok and that, and where
you send me those. I don't have TikTok.
Well,
I'm not a 14-year-old adolescent, whatever. So
right.
I can't watch your videos you send me on TikTok.
All right. Well, that's
so
good
pick something else.
I'll save my time. I'll save my time. Tell you to go fuck yourself.
Well, your TikTok is the Tricoms, so I'm not watching. I'm not putting it on my phone.
Okay, sounds good.
That's fine.
Let's see what else we got. Let's get into our new borders are. What do you think about that?
I think
What are your thoughts?
So we're a weekend, and he's making some really interesting and great selections. I mean, for a guy who was it that said it was Mark Cuban said he's scared of strong and intelligent women. And Donald Trump is supposed to be a misogynist, and yet he appoints the first female chief of staff in the history of the country. He also then appoints or nominates or appoints, this for cabinet, so it doesn't have to be approved, but Christine Nome to be, I think it's Interior Secretary, or what was it? Health and Department of Homeland Security. I can't remember what her title is, but I mean,
I can't remember what he.
So two women right out of the gate get appointed to Trump's administration, and the one though that I really like, because we're going to play the clips, the guy that's going to be the border czar.
Multiple
clips.
Yeah,
this guy excites me. I mean, in ways that shouldn't excite me, but I mean, it's kind of disturbing ways. But this is what we need, and we're putting the adults. Let's be fair. Remember when the Democrats won? They're like, the adults are coming back in charge, right? Remember that bullshit?
Yeah. Oh,
Actually,
absolutely.
now the adults are coming back in charge. And I love this pick for border czar because he takes zero shit from anybody. And I love it.
We have multiple, but
this guy could be like my brother by a different mother. I love him.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
I love that. I love that.
That's
clip
the
at end.
greatest. They're like, whoa.
Facts. It's facts. I mean, they keep wanting to bust. They keep wanting to bust his balls, and he.
So you're gonna play the hit? Yeah, this is the greatest.
Hold on, I got
This is the greatest. I mean,
this one.
This was a congressional hearing, and this was some liberal Democrat congresswoman.
I wish I had the whole thing because this thing is longer.
It's
but
a
I
lot
didn't grab
longer,
it.
but this is the poignant part, and he takes zero shit from this lady and gives it right back to her.
Mr. Holman. You work for me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
For the
Ladies and gentlemen, meet your new boarder czar, badass Tom Homan.
For the audio listeners, when she slammed the gavel, she looked at him like she was his mother.
Well, you're right. That was the end of the clip,
Yeah.
but they kept going back and forth,
Yes,
and he was.
They did. That was
he
just
was
one.
not putting up with her shit. And this guy this guy doesn't, like I said, this guy's not he doesn't play. And I love the pick, and I hope he is able to do what Trump ran on.
Well, and when he was in charge of ICE, he handled business.
he was do you know he was a Border Patrol agent? That's how he started.
And he was also a New York City police officer.
Yeah. So he's
got
experience. He knows what he's doing.
This is not a guy that doesn't know what he's doing. Hold on. We got it.
It's not going to be massive sweep of neighborhoods. It's not going to be massive raids. It's going to be a target enforcement operation. And under the first Trump administration, 91% of them were arrested was convicted criminal or pending criminal charges or a fugitive, which means they had due process. Their order removed by the immigration judge and they became a fugitive. It'll be the same thing. It's going to be a target enforcement operation. And if I'm involved, if I'm running it, there's going to be public safety threats and national security threats will be the priority. Now, people say that means everybody's off the table. No, if you're in the country illegally, you got a problem. But we got to prioritize limited resources. So we're going to look at the criminals and national security threats. Now, there's going to be a lot of them. We're going to do more than we've ever done. It will be a big operation. And I tell people all the time, they say, well, isn't that, isn't it mean or racist to say it's going to be the biggest deportation operation in history of the nation, which the president keeps saying? No, it's not ridiculous because we just finished, not even finished yet, a massive, historic, never seen before, illegal immigration on our southern border with well over 10 million people come to our borders illegally. And if you go back to immigration court data over the last decade, it clearly shows 85%.
With what he's saying,
Close to 90%.
I got cut it off over here, but with what he's saying and what some of these reporters and these interviews, when they're like, oh, it's gonna be $88 billion. He's like, well, I don't know if that's a number, but I don't care.
Right.
Bye. You're gone. And then when they're like, well, and when there was, and I don't think I have, I'm pissed. I don't have AOC going against him.
That's all right.
About zero tolerance. He goes, zero tolerance is zero tolerance.
Right.
We're not going to accept it.
Right. Here's one of the good things, a byproduct of having him as the border czar. So it's been announced that Tom Homan has promised to find the 325,000 missing children in the United States and destroy child trafficking operations that have gone unchecked for at least the last 4 years. That's huge. I mean, you talk about, the left likes to focus on, I heard one of them saying, I think it was one of the View ladies saying, you're going to deport abuelitas and grandmother in Spanish and abuelas and abuelos, grandfather. And what they don't mention and they don't talk about is, like we've discussed on the show, that during their administration, the last 4 years, over 300,000 children have disappeared into some sort of, whether it's sex trafficking, child trafficking, child labor. That's those. I mean, how do you put it? I mean,
Disappeared.
How disappeared? They've lost track of. I got to ask you a question. How in the world
I got a question to
do you rationalize? I mean, that is the most, if you've ever seen the movie City of Dreams is another good movie that discusses this. But if you, I mean, do you want to? That's modern day slavery on a level, plus
What was
the
other
whole
one?
sexual deal.
Sounds of Freedom was the other one.
Yeah, that was another one. A great flick. And
That was Ballard.
You know, you sit there and you're going to rationalize what? I mean, I think that's good versus evil. I mean, I hate to put it in those terms, but I really think it's good versus evil. And I will be on the side of good, fighting that garbage, that disgusting. And people are like, and, you know, maybe some liberal listeners on this podcast will be like, well, you know, that's a small, man, that's 325,000 people lives.
Here's the thing. Let's put it in lives. Yes. Lives are here.
That's 3
But
Ohio State football stadiums.
But let's put it as, for the liberals that think that that's okay. What would happen? Because all we've heard about is the debt and how many dollars and cents Trump is going to put us into debt. Why is that a thing?
Well, they didn't complain about, they didn't worry about the debt when it came to giving money to Ukraine.
Right.
Exactly. That was not a big deal.
Thank you.
That wasn't even mentioned. It was like, hey, it's for Ukraine, so let's just keep doing it. They didn't care then. Now all of a sudden the liberals are going to be fiscal hawks. Good luck. I hope it works.
I hope that works out for you.
Man, I just got to tell you, I don't understand how you sleep with yourself at night. Well, that's probably a bad term. How you can close your eyes and say, you know what, I'm on the side of turning a blind eye to that many people just being destroyed. I just can't fathom that. Disappear. Because I mean, it's almost hard for me to talk about. It's so disgusting to even contemplate. And a Democrat or a liberal just blows right past it. You know, boom, just the exit ramp keeps going. They're like, oh, no, let them all in. Let them all in. You're like, well, you cannot have. And
they're seeking asylum, Andrew. They're seeking asylum.
You cannot. He's exactly right. With no rules, as we've had, this is the byproduct of that. You create this problem. You create this industry. You know who else?
And when Homan got questioned about seeking asylum, he goes, yes, you go through a port of entry and you do it the right way.
Well, you know who else he called out? And I fear for his life, because he told the cartels it's over. It's over. You know, and the cartels have been the biggest winner in this whole human trafficking bullshit under the Biden administration has been the cartels. They make more money trafficking people into the United States than they do selling drugs, which is a byproduct of trafficking people, because they send their drugs through there. But they actually make more money.
Absolutely right.
Trafficking these people into the United States. And the left doesn't want to talk about it, but Tom Homan will talk about it, and he's going to solve it. Hopefully put a stop to it. We'll see. I'll put it this way. Let's compare border czars. who does a better job? Because I think he knows what the word czar means.
He's accepting the position.
Yeah, he's accepting the position. So let's see how it plays out.
And I liked him. I liked him under the former Trump administration.
Well, I mean,
he didn't give a shit.
He doesn't. God, do you remember?
This is what's happening.
You know what I was thinking about today is all the bullshit lies that the Biden administration said. Remember when they said that the border agents, remember when they said they were whipping them with the horse reins? And that turned out to be a complete and utter fabrication.
Yeah, it was all fabricated.
They didn't have a problem lying about that to keep their processes or their promotion of no borders. This is what happens when we have borders. People get whipped with horse reins. And I'm like, no, they did. They were riding the horses. And this is their job, and you're not letting them do their job. I'm excited. I also heard that giant caravan in Mexico is pretty much dispersed, because they know that they're not going to, even if they get in here, Trump's not going to let them stay. So they're not going to risk their lives walking further. I hope my really big hope.
Fox said, how's Hunter going to get his cocaine?
He's got it. He's got plenty.
Dad will get it for him.
My really big hope is that at the end of the day, with this whole, border thing that's going on is that it establishes, maybe we can start to say in the city of Cincinnati, for example, we just had an election, right? And elections have consequences. Is Charmaine McGuffey going to now cooperate with ICE? because he's saying there's not going to be raids, right? So what he's saying is we're not having mass roundup of raids. We're not going to do that. But like when you get picked up for something and we find out that you're here, right?
Right.
We're going to deport you. So Hamilton County, you've got a big question on your hands coming up here. Your sheriff just got elected. I don't remember her making a big deal about it during the election process. I wish Jim Neal would have made a larger deal of it, but whatever, that election's now over.
Oh, and it was brought in too as well that if sanctuary, quote unquote, sanctuary cities do not cooperate,
right,
you're losing funding.
I would, and Cincinnati is a sanctuary city.
Yes.
And the sheriff does not notify ICE until after she releases these criminals. And I hope that changes.
It's going to change. I think it's going to change, or we're going to be here, at least here and anywhere else that is a sanctuary city that's not going to cooperate. You are going to lose federal funding, which is within the purview.
Oh, I no question. Because
so then it's going to be on our people that we elected when our shit starts dwindling.
I hope
it doesn't get to that point.
I hope that the sheriff rethinks her past policy. You know, the other thing I'm scared to death of, and lay the cards on the table here, is, you know, I have zero faith, no faith, none, zero, less than zero, absolutely none in the new prosecutor.
Yeah.
Helping
I don't think
cooperate.
anybody does.
I mean, I just don't see this being a good situation for Hamilton County here. And I'm very concerned about it. On the national level, I'm happy because they'll enforce the border. On the local level, I'm like, well, you know, how is ICE going to know that whomever that was just picked up for being accused of a crime, and then you don't notify ICE till after he's out? I'm very concerned about that.
Well, I find it. I mean, he
said workplace raids. Yeah, but targeted workplace raids. Somebody commented. He said workplace raids would continue.
Yeah.
That's going to be targeted, so they'll probably go to like a chicken plant, you know, and pull up, because like for example, the legal residents, and we never said they were illegal, Mauritanians that are here on work permits, but you know, maybe that means now that some of these protected migrant statuses might be reevaluated, and maybe then we can say we're going to have an expedited hearing to see if these people are really here for the reason they say they are.
Right.
And I think that's good, because the community that we were talking about that made the national news right before the election, thanks to our show. Breaking news.
That was a good episode.
That was a great episode. And
Chief
you know,
Weimar did
and then everybody started talking about it. Well, that's because we broke the ice.
Yes. Icebreaker. Or Fox, but we were right.
I mean, I don't
we
know.
Were
It's
right. We were
neck
right.
and neck.
We were
I mean,
right
it's
with
so
it.
close together.
But we pull this and we talk about all of these migrants, illegal migrants, whatever you want to call them, illegal aliens. There's all kinds of terms, but we have, I mean, but we also have this going, this shit going on in our country.
Yeah.
Where we're already getting targeted inside.
Right. But this is stuff that's going to come out
from the government. And
Eric
I'm going to have Eric Tanzi on this podcast, because he was boots on the fucking ground.
Right.
And did a shit ton of work.
Right.
And most of our followers know who Eric Tanzi is. And if you don't, go check out Failure to Stop. You'll know who he is. But he's a great friend of mine, friend of the show. This is fucking horse shit, though, that a female official gets fired for directing hurricane relief away from Trump supporters. Now, this was in Florida.
It's been now
this is
reported,
where this story comes in Florida.
Right, but there's now been reported, as I shared with Jason, this also took place in North Carolina.
Yes. Which he already knew this,
right.
But
this shit that she should not. I think we touched on this,
but they didn't put her fucking name out here, which
she
pisses
shouldn't
me
be
off.
fired. She should be prosecuted.
Yes,
she should be prosecuted for, gross negligence
I'm not even
on some
going
level.
into the story.
Right.
It's just the headline is all we need.
Right.
Because it's fucking bullshit.
And can you imagine now that Trump is in office and won? First of all, would this be a story if he lost? Probably not. And now
no, you wouldn't hear a fucking word about it.
How much more are we going to discover when we win? Now, getting to the Trump election a little bit, and the fallout, we've seen the videos. We've shared the videos. We'll continue to share the videos of libs of TikTok. I have a question, though, for the general audience. Why does it seem like most of these liberals that are just absolutely losing their minds and being completely and utterly irrational, why are most of them educators? I find that concerning.
Yeah.
So what is it about, what attracts this type of personality trait to education? And then my bigger question is, if they feel this way, are they able to actually educate impartially, or are they imparting their partiality subconsciously or overtly to your students when they're at school? Those are a lot of big words there. I know Jason doesn't follow it.
Parting and partiality.
Are they imparting their partiality?
That was a lot.
It was a lot, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
I think it was
makes no
deep.
sense.
No, it does deep words.
This one's local. This one's local.
Yeah, it's very local.
And I was working on getting the guy that actually put this out, posted this, and got interviewed by all our local news. And I'm working on getting him on, but I want to play this because this is fucking absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah, this lady's.
And if anybody wonders like why you should be put on paid leave.
Well, yeah, that brings up another. She's on paid leave, vacation.
She's on paid leave,
right?
Because she did it at work, and potentially, I can't say for sure, potentially at work and potentially on their, their internet, their device, whatever. But this is a huge deal around Cincinnati right now.
This was in Oxford area.
Yes. And this is goes with what we played before. And we got a few more that we're going to play after this. But this one, I was hoping that this fellow was going to come on.
Oh, we'll follow it up.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
The story's not going anywhere.
No, we'll definitely get him.
And here we are again. And did not think we would be, but here we are. So listen, I have a challenge for people out there. This is my challenge. If you are or know a man of any color, okay, any background, any nationality, any ethnic group, any religion, all of it, any man who voted blue, I'm challenging you to post on this platform so that we can see your faces and we can thank you, and that later we have it on the record of who the safe men are. Okay? That's my challenge to you, is that you wear the blue bracelet, you wear the safety pin, you post your story to this app or wherever, everywhere, put it everywhere. Live it out loud that you tried to do right by the people of this country. The women need to see your faces. We need to know your names. We need to know where you live, because we are in danger. And I'm speaking as a white woman, and I get that, but they'll get to me eventually. They'll get to me eventually. And if you are afraid to identify yourself as someone who voted blue, I want you to really, really think about the luxury that you have, that your skin doesn't indicate what group you belong to, if that's the way you feel. Okay? Because there are lots and lots of people out there who are in grave danger. Okay? It's going to take a little while, but it's coming. Because see,
Wait a second.
We're in grave danger.
Is there any other kind? That's what I was thinking. Did you say grave?
Grave.
I said danger. You said grave danger. Is there any other kind? I can read the transcript back.
Jesus Christ.
Let me tell you something. Obviously, she's at. It looks to me like she's sitting in her teaching cubicle or wherever she teaches, her classroom. This lady's.
They wouldn't have put her on. They wouldn't have put her on paid leave if they weren't positive.
First of all, why is it paid leave?
It shouldn't be paid.
She should be on unpaid
well,
leave.
Well, she's under investigation.
No. She should be on unpaid leave pending a mental examination because she's batshit crazy and has no business being around children, imparting this bullshit and wanting children to wear what, So let me ask you a question. You got me going now. So let me ask you a question. So
yes.
you're gonna have little blue bracelets, and then what's this that she wants to say that which men are safe and which men aren't safe?
Which men are
safe.
I
mean, I don't know. What are we supposed to wear? Do we wear a red A or red S, or what? Do we wear something?
What's that mean?
I mean,
I remember, what does that mean?
Well, here's the deal. I remember a period of time in history where people were forced to wear things on their clothing that identified them as a certain group that didn't turn out particularly well. All right. So it's funny that the liberals who accused Donald J. Trump of being a fascist are now actually the ones, and always were in my mind, but the ones that were really the ones that are true fascists at heart, because they want to now. Okay, the election didn't turn out your way. Sucks to be you, but you know what? Suck it up, Buttercup, and get on with your freaking life. And yet you're going to sit there and say, let's wear blue bracelets. I'm telling you this.
And
it pisses me off.
What's this? I'm not familiar with the safety pin thing.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Maybe they put it through their lip.
I don't know what
so
that
they can't
means.
Speak.
David J said he wears a paperclip, but
where?
I don't know. He's being funny. I don't know what the safety pin means.
I have no idea what the safety pin means. I don't know what she's talking about. She acts like she's putting herself, I ran. The reason I kind of strikes a nerve with me, I had incidents here in Anderson with another educrat that was supposedly well learned, but really was just a liberal and couldn't and was, causing nothing but problems and using her education as a crutch to further her political aspirations. And I will tell you,
last name began with R.
Yeah. Yes. Well,
okay.
I mean, she got divorced, so I don't know. Is it?
Well, I mean, as
known as R.
At the time, it was.
I don't know if it's maybe she hyphenates now, because I find the more last names that they have, the more liberal they are. Like when I meet somebody and they have like 3 or 4 last names, like hyphenate. If you hyphenate, I got a big problem. But whatever. Here's the deal.
I wear the pants, is what that means.
I guess. I remember the first inauguration, and I got off the plane, or I was getting on the plane to come home, and all these ladies were coming to DC wearing these pink hats. So is this what's going to be the new thing that they show up to DC to protest? Not only was he elected, not only were all the elections was by the most votes, he won the popular vote. He overwhelmingly won the electoral college. I'd like to also point out, all the states. Did you know this little tidbit that I learned today? All the states that she won, you want to know what they all had in common? No voter ID.
Yes.
No voter ID in every state that she won. Isn't that weird? What is that?
Little strange.
What can we glean from that little nugget? I'll tell you, I don't want to have confrontation with anybody. I'm a very peaceful person. But the same people that said, we must respect the outcome of the election no matter what. And you can, please don't point to January 6th as an insurrection, because that's already been fairly well debunked. And I hope there's now hearings that the Republicans have the House, maintain the House. And
I'm hoping there's innocent people that are going to be let out of jail.
I hope there's a whole lot of innocent people that have been rotting in jail in DC awaiting trial that are going to be released, that did nothing more than walk in an open door, didn't break anything, didn't force their way in, were invited in by Capitol Police. I hope those people are released. Some of them are in bad health and elderly. They've been waiting and waiting and waiting. We treat them like they're terrorists. They were not armed. One person was shot in DC on January 6th. We know who that was. That was Ashley Babbitt. You want to point to January 6th as a big bad deal, right? And yet the rest of the country just said, there were some anomalies. Obviously, COVID, you look at the raw votes. I mean, just look at the votes that Biden got the last time versus what she got this time. Where did those 20 million votes go?
Right.
Into the ether. But put all that aside. All the Republicans, everyone I know, me included, said, oh, well, sucks to be us. We got up. We went back to work. We didn't go knit.
Went to work.
We didn't work next day. We're next day and for the next 4 years. We didn't knit caps. We didn't wear bracelets. We didn't tattoo ourselves. We didn't shave our freaking heads. We didn't put safety pins in places that probably shouldn't have safety pins as some sort of sign of, I don't know, camaraderie or whatever the hell word it is. And you know what, Democrats, keep doing this crazy shit, because I got to be honest with you, you still don't understand why you lost. And the reason that you lost and got your election, this last election, handed to you, got your asses handed to you, is because you shifted way too far to the left, and the radical base, the radical leftist base runs your party. So please keep doing this shit. Go knit more caps.
Right.
Go be more anti-man. Go be more.
You couldn't have said that any better.
You know, just go do your little man-hating bullshit. Guess what, though? A lot of women voted for Donald Trump. It wasn't just men. A lot of minorities voted for Trump. It wasn't just white people. Donald Trump expanded his base across every single positively possible demographic.
Yep.
And you can't come to grips with that. Well, continue to bitch and moan and have your little shit fits. I can't wait to see you in D.C. on the mall screaming at the sky again the way you did the last election. I just want to know who the famous person is that's going to be, you know, screaming at the sky no while they swear him in. Well, I can't wait to meet you.
Well, I think we know who it's going to be, but
oh, I already addressed that. Late to the party, pal.
But I got a couple funny videos. So there's that.
I thought it was the other one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You got me on that one.
Yeah, fuck off, clown.
Need a bigger U-Haul.
But then we got
now
these.
It's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's have some fun looking at reactions to Donald Trump's extraordinary win. The red wave has cometh, and the lefties are, well, they're giving me too much content.
I'm sorry. No. Why?
Look, it's fair to say she's not handling it well. As for this next lass, I'm not sure where she is today.
I swear to God, if you idiots elect that demented man, I will burn this whole place to the ground.
And this woman is too
Weird.
old to be this
Weird.
stupid, but sadly, leftism and TDS can leave the sufferer delirious, delusional, and dangerously stupid.
You voted for a racist, a rapist, a dictator. You voted for a bully, a bigot, and a narcissist. Even the Germans tried to warn us, but you didn't listen. You didn't listen to the historians, the psychologists, the educators, and the intellectuals. Of course not, because Dictatorship 101 is to convince you to distrust the media.
Literally
the
looks like she's
educated,
reading from
and
a
to
vagina.
create an us versus them mentality.
It's always the dimmest folk who go on about educated experts. If you're wondering why these lefties are so triggered, so shocked by reality, so out of touch with their fellow Americans, well, it could be because they consume the type of media I'm about to show you now. Here are some of our favourite media leftists who were convinced that Donald Trump was toast, that Kamala was going to win, and win easily.
In my humble view, lights out.
Please welcome back the next president of the United States.
I think it's going to be a blowout, actually. I don't think it's going to be a close race. I think there are going to be those Republicans that just vote for Harris.
It'll be tied on Election Day. As always, it will. The polls will be tied, and then he'll lose.
You call us trash? Oh, J.D. Vance, you just effed up in a way that I've never seen in my political life, and I worked for Sarah Palin.
I would say take Harris over 270 electoral votes. Let these fools in these crypto markets do something. Let them drive the betting line into a favorable place and then take advantage of it. That's what I would do. I think she's going to win.
You wrote Trump is toast. Do you stand behind that today?
Oh, even more so. I feel the same way that I felt a few weeks ago that Trump is toast.
And they're not taking the loss well. Here is Sunny.
God, I mean,
You know, the funny thing is
was that last clip Rosie O'Donnell or was that Michael Moore? I can't tell.
Well,
they look a lot alike.
They do.
They
Look
really
alike
look
now.
alike. I mean, have you ever seen them separate? Are we sure they're two different people?
That came from not our country.
No, I know, and
they're watching all of this bullshit,
right?
And they're seeing the forest through the trees.
Bosco's laughing.
Jesus
awesome.
fucking Christ.
Here's the deal. It's just, I mean, did you see? And I sent you the clip, and we'll play it. Did you see? So they're making a big deal that Melania declined an invitation from Joe Biden to have tea, right? Which is kudos to Melania. First of all, Melania was first lady. She doesn't need Joe Biden to come tell her where shit is in the White House. She knows where the shit is.
She's like, I put it here for you.
And the other thing is that, Melania's pissed because the Biden administration, using the Justice Department, raided their home in Mar-a-Lago when they didn't have to do that, and went through her personal items, like her underwear drawer. Agents were sifting through her shit, and they didn't have to do that. And so Melania blames Joe Biden for that. And so she's like, screw you. I'm not coming to the White House. More power to her. I have more respect. I'll put it to you this way. I have more respect for someone that says,
Bosco,
I'm not going to be
Bosco,
fake.
I'm going to get to that in a sec, real quick. In a
I'm
second.
not going to be fake, right? And I'm like this. You're like this. I'm not going to be fake. If you screw me over, we're done. And I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I don't care. Eat shit. Did you see the reception? There was a deal at the White House.
That's what I was just trying to look at my email if I sent it to myself because I saw it.
Between the chilly reception between Jill Biden, the relationship between Jill Biden and Kamala Harris. It is frosty. It is beyond. They don't have a good relationship. So a lot of people think that there were some Democrats floating the idea that Joe Biden, who, I didn't want to share the video, but but when he was walking across the beach almost won. And I feel bad for the guy, but I don't want him to step down now and put her in as some bullshit to have her be the first female president.
That's the thing.
And if you look at this reception that Jill Biden gives her after post-election, it ain't going to happen, folks.
I knew you said it.
Jill Biden is not going to do Kamala Harris any favors. Check this out.
Sitting right next to each other. She never changed.
Jill Biden does not move.
Watch it one more time.
Right. Watch it one more time.
One more time.
She doesn't flinch.
Didn't even shake her hand.
Didn't even give her the sweat off of her brow. Yeah, that's pretty icy. That's pretty icy.
Yeah.
So what else we got? We got closing on. We're hour 12 right now. Running a little long.
Yeah, it's a good one though. We had a lot of stuff. Let me make sure I didn't leave anything back here.
What's that? We did.
I think
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is it worth it?
Is there a way to...
Oh, play it.
No, is it worth it? Is it worth it?
Do the cheering at the end. I love the cheering. It's like he's like, well, how you're going to separate families? Like, no. I mean, doesn't even bat an eye.
Is it worth it?
We'll just do. I mean, how many 9/11s do you want to have? And I'm not being melodramatic. I'm just saying there's a lot. There's been well documented cases of all the criminals that were left in this country. I don't want anything to happen.
Even after the election, we are still getting plenty and plenty of
material.
Lefty crying.
Yeah.
Which I love.
And we're going to keep doing it.
And it's going to continue.
Hey, listen.
Because that shit makes me laugh.
I think it's going to continue. I think it's going to increase because I think it's going to reach its crescendo on January 20th of next year, when we are hopefully together standing on the mall and cheering and celebrating the inauguration of the 47th president of the United States. And the former 45th president of the United States, and that's Donald J. Trump. And I think the feeling this time is going to be much different than the last time. First time it was more like, holy shit, he won. I mean, seriously, that was what it was like. It was like, holy shit, he won. And people were like, he shouldn't have won. And everyone wanted Hillary to win, but everybody hated her guts behind the scenes. I think that this time, the coalition that he's built, the electricity, the fact that people are ready to get back to work.
The cabinet that he's
assembling,
building
is now. I mean, we'll
I want
go through those
to get to
choices,
that. I want to get to that Friday,
Yeah.
almost like a projection of college football standings. Let's
and there'll be
you
more
and I-
choices by Friday. Yeah, there'll be more selections by
You and
Friday.
I come up with what we think and who should be where.
And here's and I'll give you
And
something.
and that's our prediction.
Something to think about though before Friday.
Because we're coming back to you Friday.
We're coming back Friday. So I'm concerned when, first of all, we have a very narrow majority in the House. We have the majority, but it's narrow. If he appoints a congressman, he needs to be mindful of the district, the area that he comes from, so that that doesn't decrease our majority, right? So that it can be a safe Republican seat. That's something I'm very mindful of. But that being said, yeah, I'm pretty much on board. I mean, the only one and I don't really have a problem with it per se. I mean, I was like Marco Rubio, Secretary of State. I mean, I kind of got to feel that one out. I don't dislike Marco Rubio. I'm agnostic towards him, but I don't know that he's projects a position of power per se. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be fun. All the other podcasts and Drinker Bros I keep I bring up all the time because I listen to them. I sit there and listen to them and like their prognostication.
Oh,
and it's like it's like college football. So
it is like college
this
football.
Shit's fun. This period right now is fun.
It's fun
because you don't know which way it's going to go. I mean, it could could be this guy, it could be this lady, it could be so and so.
I will say this: I am so far to date. We'll pick up on this on Friday. I'm really pleased with how he's making these selections and who he's selecting. There really hasn't been anybody. I mean, he initially he came out and he said, "I thank Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo for their service, but they're not going to be in this administration." I mean, that was a good message.
Yeah.
He's like,
absolutely.
He knows what he's doing this time. And he, by his own admission, the initial time he didn't initially. So I'm really looking forward to the A team.
He's been on that dance floor before.
Should be the A team. That's our theme. The A team. Need to bring back.
I was calling it earlier this afternoon, the dream team.
We need to bring back. I think Girth.
It's like O.J. Simpson's. Simpson's.
I got to dig up. Team. We did a campaign commercial to the A team. Remember when I was driving my? Yeah, we did it. We're gonna play that.
All right, let's do it.
Classic.
You find it. I'll play.
Oh, it's on there. It's on YouTube. Once it's on YouTube, it's always on YouTube.
Guys, we appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much for supporting us. Make sure you
David J. Wait.
Oh boy.
University of Texas is going to beat Texas A&M. It's possible, David J., but I'll say this. A&M's a hard place to play. They're two different teams. And I'm not going to sit there and make a prognosis on the football game, but I did have a buddy of mine last night send me a message at 10:30. He goes, from Texas, and he goes, "Hey, why don't we go to the A&M game together?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not going to pay. I mean, those tickets are going to sell for huge money." And I'm like, I'm not going to the game.
A very small airport.
Well, yeah, no, I'll go to Houston and drive up. But I'm like, he goes, you can be he's a UT guy. He goes, you can be my high school friend. You can be my bodyguard. I go, so let me get this straight. You want me to shell out a bunch of money, watch you get hammered out of your mind. I don't drink, so that I can protect you from getting the shit kicked out of you at A&M. Doesn't sound like an even trade. So no, we'll see. It's going to be a good game. Good football.
I'll be his bodyguard. I'll go.
Be good football. And, but we're going to focus on politics for the next few weeks.
Friday, 5 p.m. Be back. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Happy belated birthday and congratulations on your nuptials.
You fucking, you're an asshole.
Nuptials.
I love you.
Nipples.
But guess
nipples,
what?
Nipples.
You're an asshole.
Your nipples.